Well, I remember last Sunday our pastor, when he done his children's talk, he did ask children to write down all the good things what they had in their life. And I'm hoping that some of you children did do that and that you're continuing to do it, that you remember all the good things you got. Especially at times like this, it's very easy to think of all the bad things going on. And yeah, it's always good to remember how God has been good to us in so many ways. Now this morning I want to speak about a motor car. Most people today do have a car, at least have one car in their families, either their mother or their father's got a car, even maybe their big brothers or sisters have got a car. There's lots of cars. You only need to see that when you go out for a walk down the Woolworth Road, you see all those cars all going along. Now a motor car, and it's a question you may have been asked before, the question is this: how many wheels has a car actually got? Now, obviously, you can't respond because you're only listening. You might be coming up with ideas indoors now. You might say, as some say, well, of course, a car's got four wheels, and the four wheels take it along. So your first answer might be four. Others, feeling a bit cleverer than that, might say, no, it's not got four wheels, it's got five wheels. Because all cars have a spare wheel. Even today, some of those spare wheels are different from the normal wheels and they look quite strange. And the idea is that people will change back to a normal tyre as soon as possible. But now to relate it, as it were, to God and to the Christian life, the final answer could be that a car has six wheels. The idea being this: if you think of a car, generally speaking, the four wheels send it in what direction? Without being technical, you have a front wheel drive or a rear wheel drive, but the idea is the car takes it along. You have a spare wheel if you break down, but you have a steering wheel. The steering wheel is incredibly important because the steering wheel, that shows you what direction to go in. And to relate that to the Christian life, how do you see God in your life? See, some people use God as a spare wheel, meaning they never think about God at all until something goes wrong. People who keep a spare wheel in their boot or hanging underneath their car, sometimes, thankfully, because they don't have many punctures, when they get the spare out, it's really dusty and you can see it's not been used. And some people are like that with God. They never think of God. They never pray to God. But then when something bad happens, they ask God to help them. They say, God, please help me. And in some ways, that's not a bad thing as such, but it shows that they're just using God as that spare wheel. Other people just go through life and they don't think about, as it were, where they're going. They're just carrying on. But our message to you young people today is, make God the steering wheel of your life. Make God the one who directs you in what way you should go. The Word of God tells us that His Word is like a light to our path. It's like a direction. And if we put God first, if we put God in the steering place, He will then direct us the right way to go. So next time you're in the car with your family or with whoever, remember that when you see your mum or your dad steering, remember that Christ should be your steering wheel and should be directing you in all the ways you go.